Welcome to a new vlog and welcome to week 2 of term. Today I have 2 lectures, supervision for land law and there's a debate going on at the Cambridge Union this evening. So just another busy day really. First thing on the agenda will be a lecture for contract law. That is at 10 o'clock I believe. I'm heading over there to the faculty now. Probably just going to get on with some work beforehand and then go to that lecture. So yeah, let's get going. For contract, we finished off looking at duress, started looking at undue influence, and then for international law, we continued on looking at use of force under international law. That is certainly a very interesting topic. Heading over now to Queen's College again. For those who watched the previous vlog, I was just there yesterday. Heading over there this time for a supervision for land law. This will be covering certain aspects of co-ownership, so it should be quite useful and quite helpful, so I'm going over to that. First of all, in terms of the land law supervision, that was focusing on co-ownership, and that was very useful supervision, helped to clarify a few things. Then afterwards, headed over to the union. We had a debate this evening, and the main motion was this House prefers reading Oscar Wilde to George Orwell. So it was very much a literature-focused debate. It was very good. I very much enjoyed the debate. Very insightful and very interesting as well. Very good speakers. It was just a really good event overall. And then I just came back and just been doing some bits and pieces when I got back. I'll probably head off to bed soon, so yeah, I'll see you in the morning. It is now Friday, which means that I've got my usual 2 lectures. First one is for land law starting at 11 o'clock. But before I do that, I'm going to head to the butchery to get something for breakfast. And then afterwards, just head over to the faculty. I need to get on with some note taking and some preparation for next week's supervisions. So the land law lecture continued on with mortgages, and then for administrative law we were looking at substantial review, which is quite interesting, so reasonableness and proportionality. Going to have something to eat now, and then I'll be heading back to college where I need to just prepare for supervisions. I've got international law supervision on Monday, for example, so I'll merely just be getting on with that. Since getting back to college, I've been doing various things, so for example preparing for supervisions, as well as editing a video that needs to be done for the Cambridge Union, and just doing some bits and pieces, organising my calendar for example. But yeah, just generally just doing various things that needed to be done. Later on this morning I need to head into town because I am needed elsewhere. But in the meantime, I'm going to plan out my day, just work out what tasks that need to be completed, etc. And then afterwards, probably just be doing a bit of video editing for my YouTube channel. Now, much of my day will actually be spent at the Cambridge Union, which is where I'm heading to now. The reason for this is that there's a schools debating competition happening at the Cambridge Union, and I volunteered to help out. I think my position is runner. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure what that will entail, but I'm going to find out when I get there because they're going to go through the different roles and what each person will be doing. So I'll be helping out there, but there'll also be opportunities while I'm there to just be getting on with some work, preparing for the supervisions and doing an essay that I need to do for administrative law. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. Just to give you a bit of an update, so basically what I've been doing is I have been one of the runners, and what that has involved is just making sure that the groups of debaters for each round just gets to the place they need to be. So there's some being debated in the chamber and some outside just nearby, so for example near where G's College is, and so I've just been taking them over there and then bringing them back. I've been doing that 3 times now. I've just done it for the 4th round. I'll be obviously collecting them once that round is over. Yeah, it's been a good experience, just a good opportunity to get involved in the union just a bit more. After the 4th round and after the whole competition slash debate is over, there'll be the social event for the committee. I think that's about 8 o'clock, and I will be going to that. I'll probably end up be staying here until that happens, just getting on with some work that I need to do for supervisions as well as editing for my YouTube channel. First of all, I am glad that I volunteered to help out as a runner for the debating competition. Really good experience, really good fun, and just an overall good event. Then afterwards was the committee social, and that was good as well. So we had pizza, snacks, etc. And that was just fun, good chance to catch up with other members of the committee. But I was there for a while, so hence why it's a little bit late now. Got things obviously to do for Sunday, essay to write up, preparing for supervisions, etc. So we're going to head off to bed now. Catch you in the morning. Good morning. I thought I would start with the laundry segment for a change. So I've got my clothes with me. So what I'm going to do is put the cycle on, and then while that's happening, head back to my room just to plan out the day and just to get myself organised. Later on today I might be heading out, but until I've decided on that, I will probably be just getting on with preparing for the international law supervision tomorrow. Managed to get the laundry done, do a bit of work for international law. Now I'm heading down to the Cambridge Union once more. They are putting on Sunday papers. There's going to be pastries, tea and coffee as well. So which I thought, yeah, there's something different to do, and that'd be quite nice. Probably get brunch in town at some point as well. And then I must get on with that essay due for admin. What was happening at the union this morning was really good. It was just a good way of starting the day. So there's pastries, tea and coffee, Sunday papers, and they had the Andrew Marr show on as well. And yeah, just a really good way of starting the day. Then afterwards, I just spent most of the afternoon in town, just getting on with some work, mainly focusing on the essay that I've got due, and also just doing bits and pieces as well. Back at college, going to head to the library. I want to do some notes for the next family law supervision and try and get the essay finished, hopefully today. If not, I'll try and get that finished tomorrow, and then see what else I can get on with. Managed to get some notes done for family law, but I've also been able to get a first draft done of my administrative law essay that's due on Tuesday. Tomorrow I've got 2 lectures and the supervision for international law, which should be good. Mostly prepared for that, but I will just check it over in the morning when I need to print it out. Probably be printed off at the faculty. So yeah, it's going to be quite a busy day tomorrow. Just had something for breakfast and now heading down to the faculty. I need to just make sure I've done everything for the international law supervision that I've got this morning at Gonville and Keys. So I'm going to head over, make sure I've done everything, and then print that off. And if I've got any time, I will attempt to start to finish off the admin essay that is due in tomorrow. Got everything printed off that I need to get printed off for my international law supervision, which is where I'm heading over to now at Gonville and Keys. Got my statute book as well. For supervisions for law, quite often you need to bring your statute book if you're looking at particular pieces of legislation or treaties in the case of international law. What are supervisions? For those who are new, supervisions are just an opportunity, small group discussions, to go into greater detail some of the topics that have been covered in lectures, for example. And it's a good opportunity to just get things clarified, really, and it certainly has been useful for me. So yeah, heading over now for my international supervision. That'll be covering state responsibility. First of all, the supervision for international law went well. We mainly went through some of the questions that were set beforehand, and that was a very helpful supervision. And afterwards came back and had my 2 lectures. First one for administrative law was finishing off looking at the grounds of substantial review, so looking at reasonableness and proportionality. And then for family law we looked at parental responsibility, and then started looking at the rights of children, which was quite interesting. Now I will probably be heading back to college to be getting on with preparing for the supervisions tomorrow for contract and for admin, and doing some notes for family law as well. I apologise if I sound like I've got a cold. I do have one. For some reason this has become a regular occurrence where I'm come back to college and then a couple of weeks later I develop a cold. Anyway, apart from that, I've managed to get notes done for family law, and I've also been able to do some more preparation for the supervisions that I've got tomorrow. Busy day tomorrow, early start with a meeting, and I've got those supervisions in the afternoon. Like I mentioned, I've got an early start with a meeting of the full committee of the Cambridge Union to start off with, and then afterwards I'll be heading over to the faculty. There is a contract law lecture just for this week. I mentioned in the last vlog that there's no longer contract law lectures on a Tuesday, but this is just a one-time exception. I think they were seeing that we had missed a lecture for contract last term, so that's why they're doing one this term. So there'll be that afterwards. Just had my lecture for contract law that was continuing on looking at undue influence. I've now headed over to City Sussex College for my contract law supervision. That will be focusing on certain aspects of the content of a contract and looking at mistake and how that affects a contract. So that should be quite interesting. That's in about 50 minutes, so I need to quickly head over for that. And then afterwards, later on this afternoon, there'll be a supervision for admin law as well. First of all, the supervision for contract was really good, so we were going through some of the key issues around interpretation, rectification and mistake, and going through some of the questions. Found that very useful. Just had my supervision for admin. We were looking at abuse of discretion, so relevance, proprietary, reasonableness and proportionality, and that was quite useful as well, again going through some of the questions that were set. I'm probably going to spend some time at the faculty. I need to edit some videos for the Cambridge Union, but I've also got a moot on Saturday that I need to stop for skeletons due in on Thursday, I believe. Things like midnight Thursday, so I need to start planning that out and getting my skeleton prepared. I've managed to get some videos edited and I've made good progress in producing a skeleton that I need for the moot, and I finished my second book, so that means I've done the 2 books I needed to do for this month. I am pleased that I have managed to do that. Now I'll have to find 2 new books to read for February, but I'm pleased I'm on track with that. Given that it is Wednesday, I've got my usual 4 lectures. First one starting at 9 o'clock. Pretty much going to be spending most of the day at the faculty, attending lectures, but also preparing for the family law supervision that I've got on Monday, and preparing for the moot that I've got on Saturday. So quite a bit to get on with, but I'm sure I'll get that done. So for international law, we finished off looking at the use of force. For contract, finished off looking at undue influence and started looking at the frustration of a contract. For land, continued on with mortgages. And then for family law, we started looking at medical treatment and the rights of children, which I think is going to be quite an interesting topic to have a look at. So definitely looking forward to having a look at that in more detail. Going to have something for dinner now, and then we're going to head to the union. There's an event on this evening which I thought I would go to because it sounds quite good, so I'm going to go to that and then afterwards be heading back to college. There was actually 2 events at the Cambridge Union. The first one was Bill Browder, who's a financier and political activist. He was very good and very interesting, very insightful. The second event was a panel and screening of the Buckley-Baldwin debate. Now, for those who are not familiar with that, the Buckley-Baldwin debate was a very significant, high-profile debate at the Cambridge Union in the 1960s, based on the American Dream and obviously based around the time of the Civil Rights Movement. So it was a good chance to hear from a couple of people who actually took part in that significant debate, and then they screened what was recorded at the time of the debate. So we got to see the speeches from Buckley and from Baldwin, and that was just fascinating, really interesting. So yeah, those two events were really good. Came back and I've managed to get the skeleton for the movie pretty much done, which I'm pleased with. I managed to get a couple of things done as well. Probably going to head off to bed. That means that week 2 will be coming to an end. Hope you have enjoyed this vlog. If you have, don't forget to do the usual things. Liking the video, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to the channel by clicking the bottom right hand corner. Share the video, let others know about it. Comment with your questions, your queries in the comment section below. And I hope to see you in the next video.